Greetings everyone. Today we're going to explore writing equations of perpendicular lines. So this is going to be a little different than the last lesson, and specifically we're going to stick to slope-intercept form. Okay, so we're sticking to that y equals mx plus b again. We need just a couple definitions about the word perpendicular, okay? Those are lines that intersect at a 90-degree angle. So 90 degrees is that perfect right angle. You might have heard that word before. Right, 90 degrees. You might see this little symbol sometimes. That means it's perpendicular. You might even see when you get to geometry, sometimes we can shorthand the word perpendicular with an upside down T. But more importantly, if you're going to write anything down, this is definitely it. These two pieces of information. Perpendicular lines have slopes that are opposite reciprocals. We're going to talk about those two words that I've got colored. Lines that have slopes that are opposite reciprocals. So what do those words mean? Opposite in math means you change the sign. So what's the opposite of 5? -5. Or what's the opposite of -7? 7. We're just changing the signs, okay? Reciprocal. You guys might remember this from fraction work we've done in class. Reciprocal means you flip the fraction. Meaning, if I have 1/2, I flip it and I get 2/1. Or if I have the fraction 5, wait, that's not a fraction. Remember, you can put any number over 1. If I flip it, it's 1/5. So we're flipping it top to bottom. So I want to give you a shortcut. Instead of always thinking opposite and reciprocal, you could use generic vocabulary. You could say flip and change the sign. Sometimes that's just easier to remember. So flip meaning, instead of saying the word reciprocal, we're saying flip. That sounds easier, right? Flip the number top to bottom. And instead of opposite, in case you get confused, you can just say change the sign. Okay? So you have a generic way to think of it. So the best way when you're working on this, flip, change the sign, flip, change the sign, flip, change the sign. Say it over and over, okay? Let's take a look at an example here. When we look at the graphs or equations of these two lines, y equals -4/5 x plus 3 and y equals 4/5 x minus 8, are they parallel or perpendicular or just neither? Well, let's take a look. I care about the slopes, the m's, the value in front of x. So let's look at that. 4/5, -4/5 and 4/5. So let's first decide, are they the same? Nope, not parallel. Are they opposites? Yes, I did change the sign. One's negative, one's positive. But did we flip them? No, we didn't. 4/5 and 4/5 isn't flipped from one to the next. So because it's not flipped, this is actually neither. It's not equal, and we didn't flip and change the sign. So watch out for that. Sometimes that's hard. You got to think two things. Flip, change the sign. Let's approach this similar to the way that we used parallel. We want to start, given this equation, write the equation of the line that is perpendicular and has a y-intercept of 6. So just like we've been doing, guys, set up this template, m and b. My m needs to be perpendicular to this m. So I need to do two things to this number. I need to flip and change. So if I flip, I arrive at 3/2, and if I change, it goes from positive to negative. So my m is -3/2. See how I flipped and I changed. My b value or beginning is whatever you're told. It says y-intercept of 6. Okay, +6 plus 6. I need an addition sign there. So not too bad. It's just you really have to watch out for this flip and change, okay? Example 3. Similar. Given the equation y equals 2x plus 3, write the equation of a line that's perpendicular and has a y-intercept of -4. Start with our template, our m and our b. Let's start with our m. If my line needs to be perpendicular to the given line, here's my current m. Perpendicular means you flip. Well, let's talk about that. How do I flip 2? Well, technically 2 is over 1, so if I flip it, it's a half. And change, meaning my original number was positive, so now I make it negative. So I have a -1/2. That negative can go top, bottom, or out front. My beginning or my y-intercept I have to give that information to you, okay? Whether it be in the sentence or listed, I have to give you that -4. You'll notice, just like parallel lines, this extra b value, we're not even using it. So don't get confused. You don't need the original b. You need the new b value. All right, one more example. Given the equation y equals -1/4 x plus 2, write the equation of a line that is perpendicular and has a y-intercept of -1. So let's start with my template. Y equals mx plus or minus b. Let's look at the m. All right. M relies on two things, parallel or perpendicular. That word is so important. That's why I keep underlining it. Okay, because when it comes time to quizzes or assessments, they're going to be mixed up. All right, so you have to pay attention. Am I talking same slope for parallel or different slope for perpendicular? So this is perpendicular, so I'm going to take this m value in front of the x. I'm going to say, hey, -4. If I flip it, well, technically it's 4/1, so it's going to become 1/4. If I change it, it's going to go from a negative number to a positive number. So my new slope is +1/4. I don't really need a plus sign here. It wouldn't matter to me if you left it though. My b value, beginning, again, I have to give that to you. That's what the rest of the information or sentence is for. My y-intercept is -1. All right, let's summarize. If you're going to jot anything down, you guys, you need this. So y equals space for your m in front of your x, followed by your b. Remember, for your m, you flip and change original slope. Whatever in the original equation was given to you, okay? Your b value is given to you. So you have to jot that down. Was it given to you in a sentence, off to the side? But I have to give you that information. As always, make sure you check Google Classroom. What is the expectation? What do you need to do next? What do you need to get on that activity for credit? Also, check out PowerSchool. What are we missing? What do we need to work on? And what do you need from me? Do you have any questions? Keep in contact with me, okay? Let me know how you're doing. And until next time, I hope you have a good one.